System, I'll show you how it's working and some of the problems I'm having. So we have 2,000 gallons of water. They're piped up from our, we have a 4-foot by 4-foot sub tank. That's where all the water returns back. And I think it's a 1350 RPM motor to the revolution, bringing my water back. I don't have the total amount of gallons coming back or going into my biofilter. We just started this week on the troubleshooting process of this system. But I got 2,000 gallons of water. It's on elevation, so it's ebb and flow all the way through. Comes up into my biofilter. And now you see, this is dryland taro. And they told me that dryland taro doesn't do good in a wet environment. But understanding how natural farming and permaculture works, I knew that if I had a bacteria-enriched micro, that I could grow this beautiful taro. This taro is only 8-9 weeks old. I have chocolate mint that came out from a cutting. In 6 weeks, I've gone from 2 inches to well over a foot, and it's branching out beautifully. So these are my taro leaves. This makes great lau lau. The Hawaiians are loving this. They're soft texture, but this is all 8-9 weeks of growth. So I know my nutrition's working. I've actually done an experiment on worm tea. I make worm tea. I'm a worm enthusiast. So I know that worm tea works because I only have 50 fish right now. So I'm growing everything basically on worm tea. So, and I got pumpkins growing. Now my pumpkins, I didn't get a pumpkin because I don't have enough nutrients to grow fruits and vegetables yet. But if I had 600 fish, I knew that I can. But I got to take care of that poo problem. So as the water goes through and if you can hear, it's always draining through. It's always just ebbing through. So it's coming into my barrel. I got to be able to contain my water and then fill it up and drain it down, because it's that draining down process is when I get all my rich bacteria. So, and I met Dr. Ricosi at Virgin Islands. I really respect the guy and what he's doing at Virgin Islands. But if I have a biofilter filled with cinder and surface space for my bacteria, that takes care of the degassing. So but they didn't know when they built this. Like I say, aquaponics is still so relatively new, especially on a commercial level. So I have degassing chambers. So we have this netting here, and the theory is to catch the poo. But then I got all this poo, and I got to siphon this out. And then when I siphon it out, I'm losing nutritious water. It's a pain in the butt, man. So I'm just trying to figure out a way. So I want to put in a 4-foot by 25-foot by 2-foot deep, fill it up with cinder. So now I have taken 1,000 gallons and 1,000 gallons, 4-foot by 25-foot, 2 feet deep, fill it up with cinder. I have a bell siphon. Everything is ebbing and flowing. I have a great home for my bacteria. And then the filter is so great, it's such a perk. I can grow squash, zucchini, eggplant, taro. This is just a great place of growing all these root vegetables and big vegetables. And and the volcanic cinder, the roots just grab on. The basil is amazing. They're like tree trunks after being in a cinder. And the sweetness of the leaves is just amazing how well that does. And as you can see, this is only 7-8 weeks. So I know the theory is there, and I just need to eliminate some of the degassing. And this is the key point of aquaponics commercially, is trapping that poo, but using it, minimalization, using all of the poo castings to get all that nutrition out and maximize the bacteria in your system. So as it ebbs and flows from the fish tank to the biofilter, we have a siphon, a U-shaped siphon here, and the degassing, and then it just goes into our flow beds, our grow beds. And here, even on 50 fish, but with the worm tea, I'm going great. Tomatito tomatoes, flowers, sunflowers are starting to bloom. On this side is our Aquaponics for Profit workshop. We produce 108 plants every week, and we vary this up from butter lettuce, romaine, green oak leaf lettuce is just a beautiful head of lettuce. All the people at the farmers market like that. And on this side, because these are our flow beds, our grow beds, on this side, and this one busted on us, but it still works good. So this is the raft system. My mentor, Glenn Martinez, on the island of Oahu, he works at he owns Olamana Gardens, and I mentored and learned with him about aquaponics. He uses 1/4-inch plyboard. He hits here in Hawaii. We have termites, so he hits it with borax, and then he always stain, never paint. But he uses that on top, and that's a great way. It's a great place for bacteria. and that creates an airspace between the bottom of your grow bed and the water, the flow bed. There's a 2-inch airspace, and the scientists, there's something happening there that's just quite amazing. We just call it Mother Nature when we're on the farm, but everything just really grows there. It's a great place for bacteria and everything else to really start happening there. So, but you see, on just worm tea, 2,000 gallons of water, 50 fish, but I'm using worm tea. And you see our plants. My plants look pretty good. If I had just 100 more fish, my nutrition level would be popping. So, and I think I could have, these are 400 square feet of grow space. On 2,000 gallons of water, I should be able to have 10 of these growing. They built a Ferrari and they got it hooked up to a go-kart. I think I could have 10 of these flow beds and I could be producing over 1,200 plants a week on about 400 fish, 2,000 gallons of water, plus worm tea and the worms. I really have a beautiful system that I got so lucky to come upon, but now I just got to troubleshoot it, get it up to speed. We want to start offering aquaponic workshops. Aquaponics for all South Pacific to come here and learn aquaponics. And we just think aquaponics, permaculture, and natural farming with Master Cho from South Korea, that this could revolutionize what we're trying to do in the food industry. It just grows, it's just not lettuce, kale, and spinach. We can grow all types of fruits and vegetables aquaponically. And that's what we're trying to do here. That's what we're trying to teach people and show people, that this could revolutionize the way we look at the grocery store and the way we approach the farmer's market every Saturday. You got an idea, you just come in and you pick and pay. We let it all grow. You look at your beautiful plant, the one you want, you take it right up, you strip it, you strip it, you clip it, and you hand it right to the customer. You can't get any more fresher than that. There's no herbicides, pesticides, insecticides, no chemical fertilizers. We use worms, fish. Yeah, it's an aquaponics worm and fish garden. This is the future of food, and this is how it works. We just got to iron out some of the engineering problems, and that's what we're working on right now. So that's why I thought I'd throw this out there, maybe get some help. I know there's a lot of bright people out there in the aquaponic world looking to take aquaponics to a whole nother level. And with people like Glenn Martinez, Professor Benny Ron at U of H, what they're doing in the Philippines, Thailand, Master Cho, Jeff Lofton over in Australia with his permaculture, combining natural farming, permaculture, aquaponics, worm composting into one little farm. The yields will be high, the food will be great, the nutrition level is off the chart. We did a bricks test on what we grow here. It's unbelievable, the nutritional level of what aquaponics does. And it's a very bacteria, microbiology world that we're creating here. And it just grows tremendous amounts of food. This was just a little experiment. I wanted to see if I could do sunflowers. And they're starting to bloom. This is about 7 weeks. We do everything here from seed. So this is about 7.5 weeks we planted all of this. This will all be ready to be harvested next week. But now I'm coming up with ways, and Glenn on Oahu has a great way of trellising up your growing plants. So we're working on that. So that's our system, and I hope you enjoy. Send me an email, a Facebook. Look for me at Robert Burns TEDx. I'm a TEDx speaker. Go to Bobby Burns Worms on YouTube. Have a cup of tea, enjoy, and then send me your ideas and tell me what you think about the Kauai Community Garden. Thank you so much. Aloha.